gaming. My group member has 3 members. My name is Vanala, I'm Mr. President, and one more Mr. Kalchon. Yes, but he absent today. And my president about chapter 6. Yes. The first thing, what is the education leadership? Yes. Second, what is the multicultural society? Leadership. Education leadership is mean that usually associated with a formal organization in person and in school or in other. Yes. And one more thing about the multicultural society. Multicultural society is the consistent of diverse culture where its culture include racial, religious, and cultural group and next one. And my request in customary behavior, culture, assumption, and values. This is related to our culture or other country. Yes, culture also to be combined together. That when we have a meeting, sometimes like the Asian country, when we have meeting, we have one time to be meet each other. Then we can show their culture together in our near our lifetime or our before time. Yes, can you? About the liberal theory in multiculturalism. The liberal theory of multiculturalism developed in the by Gallery's report in 1979 to assume in the early formulation of MEP. MEP is mean that multicultural education and project, and still implicated implicit in the program that many schools offer in the name of the multicultural education program. In this kind, we have 3 kinds. The first is for population of multiculturalism incorporate concept of ECT and theoretically in quote in explain to experience of any Australian in contemporary society. This theory comes from the Australian. Yes, continue. And the second time is the liberal view also multi-rest on the mistake of belief and maintain our specific identity somehow result in greater quality of opportunity is assume that he is the primary factor involved in the understanding of the problem of the entity. This on the second half they remain about what is they believe in their culture. Like our Cambodia, they respect to the Buddhism, and when we meet each other, we can raise the hand to get things all together. And about the last one, the third. The last one is okay, now we continue to developing our alternative. Yes. The multicultural education we have to examine not only for the problem. Yes. We can have to share the idea or something that we build together is not in the problem. Yes. To structure out the community of school with made atom and social reform through evaluation, through education, extreme calm. Multicultural education need to be formulated around more satisfactory account of the relationship between school and society. And culture is cannot separate from the school and society. We can follow it together. For example, if I go to live in Vietnam, I must follow the Vietnam culture. Yes, continue. These immigrants who were mostly from European and had significantly changed the cultural landscape of Australia. It's like that for example, when now I'm staying in Cambodia, if I go to live in Vietnam, I want to follow their culture in Vietnam. So in this also, in Australia has many great migrants come to live in Australia, so they follow that system. Their meaning of the specific revolution were made for the immigrant children attending an Australian school. Yes. By the late 19th century, in the ideology of the assimilation was clearly exposed in both in practical and moral bankrupts, frustrated by the lack of the service and equal opportunity. Some business organizations, such as the Great People Associate, began to organize themselves, policy and practice. Yeah, this time they also the people who are living together in this society, we must follow our rule of culture together. And one more thing about the multicultural education. When we have immigrant, we have many nationality come to live in here in Australian. So the one Australian must build. Yes. Our school like our Cambodian, we have some Muslim. So they build a school of Muslim, they build a church for Muslim also. Yes. In this society is like our Cambodia also. And more. About multicultural assumption. The liberal theory is multicultural assumption stress the importance of maintenance, ethnicity, and cultural identity. Through such a public institution, schooling, and maintenance of religion, language, simply ethnic custom, and lies, styles, emphasis. Yes, both we share our culture, like the way we read, the way we critique their Buddhist or the other gods, they show about their respectful. Yes. Moreover, it is a mistake also assume that similarity in the lifestyle are of the primary important equality of a member of business groups. Depend on their group. Some group has different kind of respect. And continue in the teaching about the cultural experiences in Australia is always a mistake. Therefore, to assume informity in traditional experience and way of thinking. Then before we build everything for the new person who come to live in this Australia, they should be research to all kinds of people that come to live in here. To be build this their culture is a similar. Okay, more. The nature of rejected and multicultural education. It means that residual rejected again minority district continue in the society. According to the liberal view of multiculturalism, we should aim or achieve the Australian society in which all people have the freedom to express their cultural identity. This is from Mr. Subrisky, 1999, page 17. equal education opportunity. While the goal of promoting equality of the opportunity did not feature all the prominently in the by the Gavi by the Gavi report and Susky report. Equality of the opportunity of essential part of the concept of the multiculturalism. Then we can agree together. We can build a new of culture. In its cultural diversity by itself would be allow achievement in the what now we call opportunity for the occupation advancement for the obtaining access a position where important decisions affecting an Australian community are made. Australian culture can be demonstrated to have the direct application to the education in their society. Yes. Is this your point? Yes. Yes. Now we will do set. Yes.
Say good morning again to the lecturer and good morning to the classmate and respect to the venerable. I continue from my member, Brother Oswaldara. Yes. So it is the outline of I continue. The first one is new direction in multicultural education, and the second, the promise of multiculturalism and the structure of schooling. Third, implication, and fourth, towards critical interculturalism. Okay. Okay. First, new direction in multicultural education. So, the first small point, new policy. What is new policy in this? It involves three interrelated concepts: intercultural communication and understanding. Okay. Intercultural education was viewed as the process concerned with identifying the ethnic dimension to school life and developing skill and attitude necessary to interact effectively in a multicultural society. So, in this point, they will set a new policy to yes. Okay. And why they set a new policy? Because they want to develop the skill and attitude to have the student, to provide the student and also in the society, yes, in this point. And the second point, new initiative. You know the word initiative? Initiative is the new idea that they create to, yes, for the paper writer, Carlos, I got it from the textbook. Calensis and Co. explore the curriculum implication of equitable multiculturalism. They argue that cultural variety in Australia needs to be understood both in the context of elements common to us all as humans and structure and core culture of Western industrialism in contemporary Australia. So in this point, they still are talking about the system of education and also the society in Australia, and they talk about and they have communicate with or related to each other, being with the humans and also the culture of Western and also the society. Yes. So, and the third point. Okay, so the third point, go to page 155. Is this a lot about this? So, new, they are talking about new agenda. Okay. New agenda refer to they said something in the agenda to support their new policy and also the new initiative. So in this point, I want to read a little bit about the case. The change in migration process and policy. So in Australia, it's not only the Australian people, but we have different culture, different people to live there, right? So they set the agenda and also they have to change the policy also. Yes. And the relations of the inappropriateness of the first generation strategy, the reappearance of racism in the public domain. Just like follow this, all the point in page 155. This is talking about the agenda. It's the main point that they list down. Yes. So in detail in 155. So the second point is the promise of multiculturalism and the structure of schooling. So school in society. School mostly, yes, in the society. School in the society. Okay. I would like to read this and explain to you. Summarizing okay. The underlying experience and relation of schooling are aimed by the power of the capital of provide different skill, attitude, and value to students of different classes, race, and gender. In effect, school mirror not only the social division of labor but also the wider society class structure. It's not in here. It's not referred to the school. It's not referred to the school only, but they need the inter. I think I can say interaction or say something communicate to each other between school and society. They need the cooperation. Yes. And so practice. Okay, this one. So in on page 158 and also 159, talking about the practice. Why we need a practice to support the point, the promise of multiculturalism and structure of schooling. So be when you want when being the leader, good leadership, and also when you want to structure or restructure the school one school, you need a step like the second one is a practice. You need to practice. In this point, they also talking about okay, this in here. Despite its theory about children from different backgrounds who bring different experience, attitude, and value, contemporary schooling is structured around a set of uniform values. The conclusion we seem to follow from this analysis is that the structure of contemporary schooling conflicts with the key goal of multiculturalism. So make sure that all the students they have the different background, different culture. That's why we need to know about that, and we we uh, we have one system. We have set one system to practice. Yes, to practice and to understand all the different culture, all of the students to study there. Yes. And the third point is implication and democratizing. You know democratizing? You don't understand this? Yes, similar to
Processing of the process of democracy.
demo.
It's a word. So it's word from
Democracy. No.
Yes. Democrat. Okay. Okay. Democratizing. Education. And okay, I would like to read this one. So 116. Ministerial paper in 1984 have legitimated the idea of local decision making through the work of school council. The problem with the Victorian experience is that not only has the power given to the school council been structured by numerous set of central guidelines, but also the participation on the so-called representative school council has been confined to a few who happen to mostly male and Anglo. In this point, how multicultural attitude. Yes. For I think this point, as I understanding from this point, democratizing refer to the Australia in Australia. Yes, in Australian country, they they uh, they apply or they it is the democracy country, right? Yes. So if they don't have the discrimination of different culture or something from the other from the other foreigner come to study there. They allow the different multicultural come to study there. Yes, of the students. And and this one is not only refer to the school only, yes, as I mentioned, but refer to the society and participation. Why we need the participation? Participation refer to all of the students in the society and also the school leadership, a school leader or director. They need to participate together, not only point or refer to the school only, but also need all of them to participate. Yes, in this one. And the third one is educative leadership and democratic school. Okay, school, and I would like to go to the end or summary to read. What are the lessons of the chapter is talking about? The role of educative leadership. Go to page 166. The role of educative leadership in encouraging greater communication between culture and between home and school is profound. Schools are sites where Australian culture is being constantly negotiated. They should also be placed where traditions are critically examined and where all forms of discrimination long enter cultural practice, no matter what their all origin are opposed in an effort to develop a more just society. In a democratic school, educative leadership should anticipate opportunity that may be utilized for teachers, parents, and students to learn about different beliefs, values, and traditions. Educative leadership should also involve the teaching of skill of analyze and criticism, criticism as well as a democratic practice not only to the student but to the community generally. School alone cannot transform Australian society, but in order to develop an equitable multicultural society, they can begin to educate citizens who are capable of clarifying misconception, challenging in entrenched view, and constantly seeking new solutions to the problems of creating a more socially just society. So in here, I would like to suggest you to read this, and it is the point that, and also is the purpose that they are talking, and they want the Australian they just the Australian people to learn from this. Not only the school, but they need all the cooperation or participation from the society. They have to be open their mind to learn from different culture, from different students. Yes, to improve. Just the point that I understand from this chapter. Yes, thank you. And honestly, I haven't read it before. Yes, exactly. I cannot understand. Or I cannot do it well because and just try my best. Just a very short time. Yes. Thank you. And if you have any question, um, I try to answer your question. Yes.
Okay, any
Is-
question?
Yes, they are talking about the in Australia about the Cambodia, but similar because they have the democracy or similar system.
Could you repeat the topic? Repeat the topic.
Yes.
Topic. Topic.
What you ask?
Well, you don't take the topic is your question. It's open book.
Oh.
The topic.
Oh, wait.
Education in city multicultural association.
Yes.
I will ask you one question. So much.
Multicultural.
Yes. Thank you for your presentation. In this chapter 6. In educative leadership, for my question, I want to ask, what is the educational in multi-society of educative leadership? Educational value in multicultural in society. Thank you.
Again, could you simplify the short one?
The short one, the educational value of multicultural society. Could you stop on some again? Right, what is the main point, the main education value of the topic? Just on some in your conclusion.
So you mean the main point of the chapter of the what? Oh, you can simplify that the question. What this chapter talking about, right?
We are talking about what we want you to raise concern, the conclusion of the main point in education. In one topic, you have educational value of their topic. So could you raise it? Which the main point that educate for the learner and give the priority, equal right, and value for them to study about multicultural in society.
Why do
Education
why do the learner need to learn multicultural
society?
multicultural?
Something
Okay. Why do learner need to learn your topic presented right now?
Okay.
But what would they feel of learning that?
after they learn multicultural society, what they get, what they want for
What are the
the
benefits
education.
of that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Simplify.
okay, now I got your point. Okay. So in this topic, educative leadership in multicultural society, and they're talking about the education system in Australia, and they ask all the students, and they suggest all the parents, all the students, all in the society, all the school leaders, corporation together, and try to open mind to learn from each other the different culture. Why they suggest like that? Because the democracy school or democracy country, they not just strict to just follow the leader. Not like that. They just they want all the students to learn from each other. No discrimination in that society, in that school, so they can learn. So they can learn from each other fast, and also they can develop themselves and also their knowledge, their skill, and they will understand about the world. I can say the world, why? Because many different culture of the student they come they go there and they apply the scholarship or apply or to learn there, so they can learn from each other, not no war, okay, no war or no discrimination. So that society and that country so will be grow or develop faster. Yes, it is the benefit that they open their mind to learn from each other.
Yes, the
Yes.
objective.
Objective.
Yeah. Is that the objective?
It is, yes, it's the one
Yeah.
that they ask the student.
Basically, from my idea and one step
Yes.
about the value of multicultural education, it means that we have in Australia we have so many immigrants. The immigrants they include all the nationality from other countries to come to live in Australia. So the Australian government is to take care about the policy of education to rebuild their next generation to our people that they control together as the Australian. Most are multicultural education. So they try to share the knowledge to build their capacity, their society. And they know exactly the next time this will be improve more in both Australian person and the person who are come to live in the Australian society. Okay, thank you for the question.
There is a question.
I think it's not difficult if we read it. But to me, I honestly, I haven't read it. I think it was difficult.
Okay, any other? Clear, clear.
Not very. It's very.
So your topic is about leadership, educative leadership in a multicultural society. In order to be a good leader, so what should we do? Overall, it's just an overall question about your
So,
topic.
okay.
It's not about him, but maybe related a little bit.
Hmm.
Just want to ask you.
So being the good leadership means you want to structure the school, right?
Whatever you want to say, but here we focus on education, so might be we're gonna talk about school.
Yeah.
So, to be a good leader of school, so what should we do?
So it's, yes, it's a broad question to
Yeah,
answer.
yeah, kind of
Yes.
open-ended question as well.
To me, good leader have to, they should have, or he or she should have good attitude and also good knowledge about leadership. Yes. And also multi-skill, even soft and hard skill that they should learn, they should know. It is not focused on everything or specific, but they I can say they know all. Yes. If they know, they can control the problem and they can find the solution to solve the problem immediately. Yes. And
So it means that to be a good leader, we have to be good at problem solving as well, right?
yes.
Okay.
And also they can track the step they follow or practice, and they can change, or I can the one that I show you at the moment. So in here, okay, this one is new policy and new initiative. If that policy is not run smoothly or it's not they cannot get the good result. So they can change the new, set up the new policy, and also they add a new initiative. As I got from this is the new idea initiative, yes. And but we don't forget about the bad one or the old one. They keep it to compare which one is the best. Yes. And new agenda also, they can list down the steps that they have to do. Yes.
Thank you for the answer.
So yes.
Please move on.
No, I don't have quiz, but I have homework. I have 3 questions for you to answer. Yes, I'm gonna will also.
Is it
Yeah, sure.
I just wonder that why is sorry, why is the point on your slide don't have any point just to rest up the some point then you explain
It's
for
so short, right?
our class. And by your slide you have
Only the
maybe
point.
some point. Why don't you choose the best point on the slide for make our class to good understand? Or you don't have enough time to do it or?
Okay.
I wonder.
Yes,
I wonder.
I think you got the answer. In fact, as lecturer said before, I would like to just raise the point and then I explain. I mean like that. I explain about that point in detail. But for the short time, I cannot explain or remember all. That's why I just put the main point and then the page. And I point out or I highlight it for you, and then it's easy to understand about the point. Yes. So sorry about that.
And from Michama, any question?
If you don't understand about that point, you can go to the page that I point and then I note on the slide. You will see or you will understand. Yes. It's not difficult. Just look through and you will understand about they are overallly they are talking about what the school leadership do or what they need from the society, from the parent or the student. Yes. And what about the purpose? Why they set or structure the school or the system like this, like that? And they affect that it really affect to the economic also. Yes. If they have more educative people or educated people, the economic also grow fast through the education system good, the economic is grow fast. You got a point? You shake your head. And in this, I will type in detail, and then I send to the group, to our group, more easier to understand this. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Then this is new start.
Yeah.
Good start.
New start.
It's not a new.
It's not new, right?
Yes. And
Okay, so what is your homework for them?
3 questions.
Okay,